David Benavidez's team, they react to a potential fight with Terence Crawford. Spoiler alert, it ain't looking likely. So in this video, I'm going to break it down. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Now, I just watched, it really was an interview from Fight Hub TV with Jose Benavidez, the father and trainer of David Benavidez. And in this, he's talking about Canelo Crawford. He's being asked about Canelo Crawford. He admits that he was wrong. And initially, he thought Canelo would pretty much be too much for Crawford, given the fact that he was jumping like 3 weight classes. And he's seen that as an uphill battle. But he says props to Terence Crawford. Terence Crawford put it all together. Canelo pretty much got old overnight, I guess is how you would say it. Canelo, it's funny because when I tell y'all I'm the best in the business and it's not even close, time and time you continue to see it is revealed, right? Where something I said, you start hearing the industry professionals, champions, fighters, former fighters, and they start to mirror everything I've already told you on my channel. So this is your one-stop shop. Now, what Jose Benavidez said that I've been telling you is, although Crawford is older in calendar years to Canelo, Canelo is really like, he's the older fighter, if that makes sense. He's the older fighter because at the end of the day, he's been through wars with Triple G. He got beat up by Floyd. He had almost 70 fights. So for me, it was pretty obvious. Even his fight right before Crawford, which was Williams' school fight, he didn't look good. And I told y'all that. I was like, Canelo, he simply put, he didn't really look good in that particular fight. Williams' school was evasive. He used movement, and that movement confused and really kind of befuddled Canelo Alvarez, where Canelo Alvarez looked insanely stiff, insanely flat-footed, and I wanted to give Canelo the benefit of the doubt and be like, hey, he knew he was fighting Crawford. There's a big bag associated with fighting Crawford, 100+ M's or whatever they said he made. So maybe he just didn't want to chase this unknown guy for the IBF belt, knowing that he wasn't going to win on the scorecards ahead of a Canelo Crawford fight, fighting kind of negative and less offensive. So I was like, maybe Canelo knew this, and as a result, Canelo was just like, I'm not going to put much effort into this. But realistically, Canelo, the way he fought William Skull, is kind of how he fought Terence Crawford, which is kind of how he fought Bivol. The difference is William Skull, in experience, he don't have the type of experience of a Bivol or even a Terence Crawford, right? So those guys were able to, sizzle Canelo up, put some other things together. So to be honest, Canelo hasn't looked great probably since Caleb Plant fight. But yet and still, the smaller person beat him. So Jose Benavidez, he gave props to Crawford because it's still a weight class jump. You can't really be worried about your opponent and how they look in their fights. You got to show up, and Crawford did that. So job well done. Beat Canelo Alvarez against the weight disparity. Now, when it comes to a potential Benavidez fight, Jose Benavidez, he was like, first of all, we're focused on Anthony Yarde. That's our main priority is Anthony Yarde. And we got to lock in for that pretty much, right? But he also said it would bring embarrassment to even really be overly talking about a Crawford fight, because he still believes that despite the strong showing versus Canelo that Crawford had, the Benavidez fight, that's still a different fight. That ain't the same as baby, you want, baby, I know that. Like, that's exactly what I told you guys. Listen, the Bud buddies, they're happy, they're elated. Crawford got a big name. He had a strong showing performance-wise, and he did his thing. He cemented himself. But now it is created an insane recency bias where I don't think people are being realistic. I did a poll. This is hand over heart. I did a poll on my channel, and the poll was Prime versus Prime, Terence Crawford, Roy Jones Jr., who would win? I kid you not, people were saying that Crawford would knock out Prime Roy Jones Jr. I don't even know what to say to that, because I don't know. And this is not a slight to Terence Crawford. He's a terrific fighter, but Prime Roy Jones Jr., Pensacola in the house. Didn't I just say that? As it takes sometimes you take something from me, I'm coming to get it back. You beat me, I say, okay, we had a good night. I'm still coming to get it back. Pensacola in the house. Like, what are we talking about? This is how I know a lot of y'all don't really know boxing. Prime Roy, I'm talking about like from 1988 to about 2003, that whole window, that was the Roy Jones Jr. era, baby. Crawford never had an era like that, bro. Crawford's kind of, if we're being real, he kind of had a late bloomer where he was getting so-so, like Jermaine Dupri, he was getting them so-so fights, so-so death. Y'all know what it is, right? He was getting so-so type of fights up until probably Errol Spence when he parted ways. Good on him. He got some good, better names in his last 3 fights. Cool. He's getting recognition. I have no problem with it. But to say he'll beat Roy Jones Jr., now we talking about something different. You know what I mean? But Team Benavidez was basically like, it kind of bringing shame that this is even a conversation. David Benavidez and Crawford will not go how you think it'll go. This ain't Canelo. And he said his team, Bomac, they don't really want to fight David. And I agree to that. Even Crawford, he was on Henry Cejudo and Usman's show, and he was like, man, I might as well go up to heavyweight. So make no mistake about it. And this is not shade to Crawford. I'm just keeping it real. But the reality is Crawford picked and chose the Canelo option. Canelo went with it because of the money, and that's a different fight. I feel like Crawford, as good as he is, he still knows the limitations. David Benavidez and these bigger guys like Beterbiev and Bivol, these are different stylistic fights than what Crawford, had to face in Canelo. And you could get mad at that. You could try to cuss me out in the comment section. I don't care. I don't. Because I'm going to keep it real. I don't see Crawford beating a prime Roy Jones Jr. like some of y'all said on my poll. You guys can argue in the comment section. I don't see that, right? In a fantasy fight, obviously there's no way to prove it. And then the bottom line is there's still limitations in terms of weight. Canelo looked washed. I'm just being real. And I said that before the fight, so don't say, oh, you switching it up. He didn't look great. You know what I mean? You want to, before a fight, you want to believe like a fighter pulled out all the stops at a good training camp, but he just simply put, he didn't look amazing to me. So it is what it is. I highly doubt Crawford fights David Benavidez, but let me know what you guys think in the comment section. We'll keep it boxing and we'll keep it moving. Subscribe.